Hi, this is Rev Ed with today's Back Porch Devotional from Psalm 30, verses 1 through 12. I will extol you, O Lord, for you have drawn me up, and have not let my foes rejoice over me. O Lord, my God, I cried to you for help, and you have healed me. O Lord, you have brought my soul up from Sheol. You restored me to life from those who go down to the pit. Sing praises to the Lord, O you his saints, and give thanks to his holy name. For his anger is but for a moment, and his favor is for a lifetime. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes in the morning. As for me, I said in my prosperity, I shall never be moved. By your favor, O Lord, you made my mountain stand strong. You hid your face. I was dismayed. To you, O Lord, I cry, and to the Lord I plead for mercy. What profit is there in my death if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it tell of your faithfulness? Hear, O Lord, and be merciful to me. O Lord, be my helper. You have turned for me my mourning into dancing. You have loosed my sackcloth and clothed me with gladness, that my glory may sing your praise and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks to you forever. David again sings a song of praise to God who has saved him out of so many troubles. He has been saved from violence. He's been saved from evil men who seek to work things against him. He's been saved from illness. And he recognizes that when we go astray, God disciplines us. And there is anger in God's heart, not the way we experience it, but there is literally righteous indignation against sin. And that is where some of the trouble in our life comes from. When we're going through suffering, we need to ask ourselves, is there anything I have done that the Lord is trying to get my attention about? And yet we can always remember, his anger is but for a moment, and his favor is for a lifetime. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes with the morning. David appeals to the steadfast love of the Lord, the covenant love of God, the promise that God has sworn by himself that he will not abandon his people. David notes that when there is a time of prosperity, we tend to say, I shall never be moved. I am on solid ground, thanks to my own wealth and my own goodness and my own security. But he also acknowledges that it is only by the favor of the Lord that we stand. And when God hides his face from us, we are dismayed, even if we have wealth and possessions and fame and all the rest of it. David makes an appeal to continue his earthly life that he might work for God and give him praise. He said, what profit is there in my death if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? You know, the Israelites of David's day didn't have a fully realized understanding of heaven and the afterlife. And David knew he would be with God in the afterlife, but he wanted to continue to serve God where he was, and he wanted to be able to glorify God in his earthly life. And he says, you've turned my mourning into dancing. My sadness has become pure joy. Let my glory sing your praise and not be silent. You know, that is an important consideration. All too often when we do something good, we want to get all the glory for it, don't we? And you see this all the time when people do good deeds for others. When somebody gives a lot of money to charity, what do? They have one of those oversized checks with their name on it that they're standing beside, and the people are bowing and scraping to their benefactor. And, you know, we're not supposed to give glory to ourselves, are we? Jesus said that those that glorify themselves have already received their reward. But in the Sermon on the Mount, he says, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. We should always be working to do good and to be good. And yet, when praise comes our way, we need to acknowledge that it is the Lord who is the source of all good. It is the Lord to whom we direct all our good. Everything that we do is an offering to the Lord. And the only question is, what kind of offering are we making this day? Are we offering faithfulness and humility and good works and love towards others? Or are we offering selfishness and sinfulness and just, are we being casual about our relationship with the Lord? God's steadfast love is forever. Let's not waste it. Let us remember that even though we experience times of God's disfavor, we will never experience a time when he has turned his back on us. He is our loving Father. He is our God. He is the Lord, the God of steadfast love and patient mercy. Let's rejoice in the Lord today and let our good works give glory to him. God's blessings be upon you today.